morning, lovely viewers of MBN TV. We are on the screens once again this Saturday morning, bringing you captivating sports news around the world. I'm sitting in for your regular host, Mr. Ashite. He'll join us later on the show. And as you know, I'm Dr. Rash, and I won't be here all alone by myself. I'm joined by my learned friend, Mr. Andy Wale. He's in the studios with us. We'll be discussing world football around the world, stories surrounding clubs, in as much as we are in the World Cup season, and everything has been all about the World Cup and what is going on. But then the clubs are also doing their business very fast. They are not really waiting for the dying end of the World Cup before they start rushing in for players, because maybe at the time some players will their price tags and all that might increase and all that. So most of the clubs are actually going about their business, should I say low key. Some are doing their business low key, some to public. There have been surprises in the transfer news and all that. So this morning we'll be taking you through the world of transfer news, and then later my colleague will join, and then we'll have more discussions on the World Cup proper, Black Stars, and the whole enjoyment most of us had when we had our first game against Panama. So without wasting much time, I think I'll go on our board and then bring you some captivating transfer news around the world. So, Mr. Andy.
Dr. Rash.
How was your weekend?
My week was stressful, but we are back.
You are back.
The only doctor in sports.
Oh.
What did doctor do?
Man, then kaka. Mwana mwende doctor. Sa.
Especially my body.
Mizumi filio.
Any sen oya kokoro, nkwa ni kumo. Oh goodness.
Dale. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, senior.
Say we are boko.
Oh, nyame adum ye jinim. Yeah.
That's it. So viewers, I hope you guys are seeing my screen. I'm bringing you sports news around the world, but mainly how do we call it, transfer news. And some of the clubs are already active. Let's go to Inter Milan. It's here we go confirmed. Inter agree a deal to sign Ivan Provedel as new goalkeeper from Lazio for €3 million fee. So I think they are bringing in another keeper to join Josep Martinez, and also okay, I think I should be here rather. Okay, sorry about that, viewers. I think Inter Milan are already active in the transfer news. They signed a goalkeeper. Provedel from Atalanta for €3 million. I think they need. This one will be a backup goalkeeper for them.
Yeah, of course. And Inter Milan already have the likes of Jan Sommer, but they also need a backup goalkeeper in Ivan Provedel. This comes into mind. Remember some seasons ago in the Champions League, he scored a last-minute goal for Lazio in the Champions League, and he's a good goalkeeper. So yes, and his fee is quite okay, €3 million for Ivan Provedel from Lazio. Is not a bad deal for Inter Milan. And you'll be playing the Champions League next season. The more you play, the more your market value goes up. So I think Inter Milan have done quite well by getting the services of another goalkeeper into their fold.
Okay, so we'll move on. And we are in the news of, we are in the camps of Manchester United. During this World Cup fever, I think before the World Cup, I think he had a valid contract with Manchester United. He was a Manchester United player, but then loaned out to FC Barcelona. They had the option of signing him for €30 million, and I think they didn't. And the deadline for that transfer has even come to an end. So he's officially back to Manchester United. And along the line, it was released that he has a £40 million release clause. But unfortunately, that £40 million release clause is not valid for Manchester City and Liverpool.
Yeah.
But it is valid for any other club who is willing to do business with Manchester United. And Fabrizio, who is our source, revealed that Marcus Rashford contract at Manchester United has £40 million release clause for this summer. The clause is not valid for Liverpool and Manchester City. Barcelona remain interested in keeping Marcus, but only on a loan deal. More clubs expected to join the race this summer. Final decision up to Rashford and Manchester United, whether they open the doors to stay under Michael Carrick or another exit. What do you have to say about this, Mr. Andy?
It's quite interesting. Player in the caliber of Marcus Rashford. He shot onto the scene during the era of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think he had one of his best seasons in England, but attitude-wise, his performance started dropping, thereby having a fallout with, I think, Erik ten Hag. Ruben Amorim as himself, and he had to leave for FC Barcelona. But it's one player I really admire so much, especially last season, a Super Cup winner with Barcelona and also a league winner with FC Barcelona. So I think if Barca wants to keep Marcus Rashford on a loan deal, I wish a team would just buy him out. Because he can't be going on loan like that, because he still has the quality. Or if still Manchester United want to keep him at their end, why not? Because now you have a certain Michael Carrick who has been given full charge of the team for next season. So if whatever happens, teams that are interested in him, if an interest doesn't come, and the decision is up to him to stay at Manchester United and also prove that he still deserves to be in the club. Why? Because he's an academy boy. He came through the ranks, playing for the Red Devils, and he's one good player that I think I don't actually, attitude and those kind of stuff really affected his performance. But let's see how it goes. But it will interest me to see him still staying at FC Barcelona, because Barcelona still need players who can push high up the pitch, move into spaces and all that. And Marcus Rashford offers you that kind of quality. We saw it against Croatia in the World Cup. He came on as a substitute and quickly made his presence known. He just received the ball and he just sent the ball into the back of the net. So, yeah.
Do you think Marcus Rashford made a mess of himself with how he conducted himself, granting interviews, press posts on his Instagram pages concerning Manchester United, and how his exit to FC Barcelona? Do you think he made a mess of himself? Do you think he threw himself to the club for Barcelona to be treating him this way? Because if they really wanted this guy, he was available for 30 million euros, and they did not, but rather went in for Anthony Gordon from Newcastle for 80 million pounds. And so do you think it's because of how he carried himself, how he threw himself to the club, that is why FC Barcelona is handling him this way?
Yes, I think so. But you see, it's football. Anything can happen. So actually, let's see how it goes. Yes, I think it's Barcelona should just buy 30 million. But you see, Barcelona to their financial crisis. We shouldn't forget.
I don't take that. If you are in a financial
crisis, but at least you have to. He has done so well.
You don't sign 30 million and you sign 80 million.
80 million. So what they should have gone in for Anthony Gordon. Marcus Rashford could have been the best option.
It clearly tells you that they have their priorities, and maybe Marcus Rashford.
It's not part of their priorities, because 30 million is a cool price for FC Barcelona. Who needs Capo Nomakako signing 80 million?
So it tells you that.
Yeah, and he has made his presence known.
Yeah, he had a good.
In the Champions League, he scored goals against Newcastle. Even in the league, he was superb. He had a good run of form, assisting and all that. But if you tell me that you can't sign him for 30 million, then another team will come for him.
I believe FC Barcelona is just playing mind games. They know very well that this guy does not want. He's bent his bridges with Manchester United, and they don't want to pay that 30 million. They are trying to go around it because they know very well the player does not want to play for Manchester United anymore, and the player's affinity is more towards them. So I believe they are trying to play the mind games and get this guy on the sheet. But some of the players, sometimes you need to contact.
Barcelona, that's what they want.
Yeah, so let's move on. And in the news, Tottenham.
Yeah.
Tottenham, 2 consecutive seasons. They flirt with relegation, and they have in the helm of affairs now Roberto De Zerbi, and he's not joking around. He's bringing in players, a player in the caliber of Jean-Paul Van Hecke. He knows him from their time together at Brighton, and I think he quickly went in for this guy to come and help him in defense. And Fabrizio also posted on his page on Instagram saying Tottenham agree on a deal to sign Jean-Paul Van Hecke as a new centre-back for £52 million. deal in place between clubs after player accepted 1 week ago, and Spurs to pay £52 million fixed as the Athletic reports. Luka, that was another option for Brighton to also try and get another defender to replace Paul Van Hocke as he's joining Tottenham. What do you think about this transfer?
I think it's a good one for John Paul Van Hecke, because he's a good central defender, and he partnering with Mickey van der Ven to be a superb centre back pairing. Well, last season Tottenham Hotspur had their own share of problems, especially some of their key players remain injured. The likes of James Maddison, he came at the latter part of the season. They lost Dejan Kulusevski, Rodrigo Bentancur, a whole lot of players. Yes, our very own Kudus, who couldn't even represent us at the World Cup, also suffered the same fate. So if you have your former coach having an interest with you, this one, I say if you ask him.
But do you think he's worth the £52 million?
Brighton, there, you know them. They are, yes, they do business. For them, they are in for business. They are multi players, no matter what. You can talk of Marco Correa, you can talk of Moises Caicedo, and the rest. So for them, they are in to just build players and sell. That is the mentality behind Brighton. Just like Southampton were doing some years back. They had the likes of Sadio Mane, Virgil van Dijk. So for them, they'll build, do not matter. Then they'll bring in new set of players from unknown places to build them up. Then they become superstar. Look at Carlos Baleba. Teams were interested in him. So Jean-Paul Van Hecke coming in to play for Tottenham Hotspur will beef their centre back pair. I'm just envisaging how it's going to play out when he partners Mickey van der Ven, another hard guy in defense for Tottenham Hotspur next year. So I think it's a good one.
This is going to push our Ghanaian brother who does not play for he plays for Austria.
Kelvin Danso.
Is going to push him down the pecking order because that guy is not good enough.
Yeah, because of injuries, he's not good. Yeah. Hey, Dr. Rash.
Not good enough. It's not good enough. So this transfer news will interest Mr. Ashite because it involves Manchester United. Their former coach Ruben Amorim is on his way to AC Milan, or should I say the deal has been finalized. Then I think it's going to save them about £10 million if he makes the move to AC Milan, because they were still paying him.
Yeah.
And for him to move to AC Milan, I think they can save it. So Manchester United to save around £10 million with Ruben Amorim joining AC Milan. Amorim signed for AC Milan today as new head coach. It was agreed total £15 million compensation with Manchester United in January. Following this appointment, Man United will save £10 million fee in compensation as extra money on their books for this season. So that's some money that Manchester United can save and then try on also, because this season they know they are going to the Champions League.
Yeah.
They need money.
Yeah.
And this will be a good addition to whatever is already in their coffers.
Yeah.
To try and maybe go in. They are also making some moves. We already saw them signing a player of MSN who has already joined the Brazil national team at the World Cup yesterday. We saw him warming up, but he didn't come in to participate. So I think it's a good news for Manchester United as well. So we move on, and it's exclusive actually for a player, Sandro Tonali, a player I admire so much. Tottenham enter race to sign Sandro Tonali as summer top target. Roberto De Zerbi wants Tonali as new midfield star. He is seen as perfect player to step up Tottenham level this summer. Spurs ready to face Manchester City and Arsenal in the race for Tonali for new ambitious projects to prove their intentions. What do you think about this?
That's going to be a super move for Roberto De Zerbi, and you know his style of play. He wants hard midfielders, players who can hold on to the ball. And Sandro Tonali is a good midfielder. If you followed him at Newcastle United, you understand what we are talking about. And I think Roberto De Zerbi has eye for quality. Yeah. And in every formation, you need certain players that can play in that set of formation. Because you can't just go and bring any other player to just come and play. You need a player who has that kind of fit your system. So Sandro Tonali coming in to Tottenham Hotspur next season is going to boost their midfield. When you have the likes of Yves Bissouma, Papa Sarr, and Partey season. So I think it's going to help James Maddison and others in the. Sandro Tonali should come in because last season Tottenham Hotspur really made a mess of themselves, especially injuries and all that. So if you have a player of this caliber in your team,
But do you think they can win the race because they are in the race with Manchester City and Arsenal? It's not going to be easy.
Tonali,
which of these clubs do you think you will go in for?
Since he wants to play Champions League football, he might eye Man City or Arsenal. Because last season, Newcastle were in the Champions League and now Tottenham will be playing European football next season after finishing flirting
with relegation.
With the relegation, yes, Asamba.
2 seasons.
So, yeah, 2 seasons, Dr. Rash. So I think with Manchester City and Arsenal in the race, and you see Arsenal are Tottenham Hotspur's rivals. And now Manchester City have a new coach in Enzo Maresca. So they want to build for him. They want more additions into the midfield. And if Sandro Tonali comes, it's also going to boost their midfield. So if I were to be Sandro Tonali, yes, Tottenham Hotspur is okay. But with Man City and Arsenal in the race, it's going to be very difficult for Spurs. But it will depend on the project that Tottenham will present to Tonali. Because some players are there, the project that you present to them, okay, maybe in the future, when things pick up, maybe this is the amount of money we are going to give you, are going to get playing time and all that. Okay, Olaka player, Banya trouble, she ni City cast now, I'll be removed there. But let's see how it pans out.
This deal, I believe it will be difficult, because even Newcastle is not going to leave this guy that is.
Yeah, they're not going to leave him. Yeah. So if alongside Bruno Guimaraes.
If you are coming in for him, you need to prepare. I don't think they are willing to lose this guy in their midfield.
Yeah. I wish Liverpool could go for him.
Liverpool.
Yes, he's a good, very combative midfielder and can play as a box-to-box as well. So if you have a player like that sitting deep, then you have Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister as a number 10. Then you can go back with Arsenal and City. I wish Liverpool could have gone in for a player playing an English player. Then it's also going to favor Tottenham Hotspur. See, most of the times when you bring players from other countries to play in the league, they struggle. But if you have a player who knows the league, the nitty-gritties of the league, it helps the team. Because like the way Matthias Cunha came to Manchester United, he has played in the Premier League with Wolves. He comes in, he settles in Brian Mbeumo. So I think let's see how it will. From the look of things, the City now give them it's going to be a 3-horse race for this guy.
Tottenham can make a snatch because of De Zerbi, who is
Italian.
They can have 1 or 2 chats. The Italian mafias will come in and will decide to play.
And also, bad.
Nobody knows. This is a player in Real Madrid, Dani Ceballos. I think that it has been in the news that he will be leaving. He has a valid contract, actually. His contract has not ended. But then I think his time at the club was over with him having issues with former coach in Abeloa and all that. He wasn't playing. He wasn't even being called into the match day squad and all that. So hearing that he's in the transfer news is not surprising. And Fabrizio reported that Dani Ceballos leaves Real Madrid and will be available as free agent this summer. Decision made and approved by Jose Mourinho. Ceballos will try a new chapter with Real Betis, pushing to sign him soon. So I think his contract was actually terminated. He had a year more, and I think his contract was terminated because looking at the project Jose Mourinho wants to build, I think this guy won't.
Yeah, of course. And he playing in La Liga with Real Betis is not bad. Because if you still play in the league, he's a good player, but injuries is his problem. He goes, he comes back. He's one player I really admire very, very, very well. But this is a player who led the Spanish under-21 team some years back to European glory. He was at the peak of his powers. All of a sudden, injuries started creeping in, and it ended his career so sadly. And yes, Mourinho, with the project that Mourinho wants to build at Real Madrid, if you're a player and you're not aggressive, you are not ready to give your all, trust me, you'll be down the pecking order. Yes, and I think from next season, people should watch out for Real Madrid, especially Bernardo Silva, Marco Correa, and others now. Next season, Real Madrid are going to give, but we only hope that they play as a team. That's my main problem with Real Madrid.
You can't play under Jose Mourinho and not play as a team.
Yeah. I know that.
The problem is if you are a player and you want to play under Jose Mourinho, you have to make up your mind. for the team. That's Danny Ceballos. We move on to what is then. This is in your camp. Also, an interest for Madrid in a way because this is Victor Munoz, who is our academy product that was being shipped out last season, and I think Liverpool hijacked the deal and set to sign Victor Munoz, and it's here we go. Newcastle were on the verge of closing the agreement for Spain and Osasuna winger, but Liverpool hijacked the move. Liverpool activates 40 million euros release clause from Osasuna terms and 40 million euros release clause from Osasuna terms also agreed with Victor Munoz and his agents. So as I said, I think Liverpool made another steal on Newcastle. You guys have been doing that. I'm saying you guys because I know Liverpool.
For them, they can
doing this to Newcastle since last season. You did it with Isak. You did it with the guy who got injured before the World Cup, the striker Ekitike. And you are doing it to this guy too. You are doing it with this guy too. I don't know what is your problem with Newcastle when they go for a player you decide to make a steal. But I am not surprised, and I don't know your take on this. I'm not surprised because there's this Spanish. This guy was almost done deal for Newcastle. I think the coach who came,
Andoni
Raiola made a snatch. I think he wanted maybe him because Salah is gone. He wanted him on the wings, and I think the Spanish thing played a role in getting him done.
And you see, if you are in a race with teams like Liverpool, no matter what happens, they are going to
name Liverpool.
They name Liverpool alone. And you see, Andoni Raiola is a coach who likes to work with youngsters. If you look at the Bournemouth team he built, he had the likes of Ryan, Antoine Semenyo, Ryan Christie, Marcos Senesi. Even the players that they sold last season, they sold Ilya Zabani to PSG. They sold Dean Huijsen. So it tells you that he's a coach who has eye for quality. During his days at Rayo Vallecano, he did so well. So bringing Victor Munoz, I've watched him and he's a good player. Very powerful with the ball, a good runner with the ball. And Osasuna is a team, I think he did so well with Osasuna at the El Sadar Stadium. So he coming to England to play will also give him more opportunity. Now we need players who can play in Salah's position. If we get such players, linking up with the attackers will be very, very good. Last season, Salah's side wasn't clicking. But now if you have a player who has that kind of power, strength to run at defenders in and around the 18 was, I think, Liverpool. With the project that we are trying to build under Andoni Raiola, it will be a good one. And we hope and see what will happen next season, especially with Andoni Raiola.
All right, we'll see what happens in the camps of Liverpool. We hope and see.
We hope and see.
I hope they don't go a season losing 20 games again.
Because we'll be playing Newcastle.
Yes.
Our first game.
Yes.
The team we hijacked him from. So
you and Newcastle, we'll talk more about you later.
Sure.
On the show. And we are still on the camps of Liverpool, and they are chasing a player in RB Leipzig. So Fabrizio reported that Liverpool submitted 100 million euros bid to RB Leipzig for Yan Diamonde, the Ivorian, but the bid was rejected by RB Leipzig. Proposal worth 100 million euros, add-ons included, being turned down. RB Leipzig will try to keep Diamonde, or would only sell for more than 100 million euros package. 120 million euros fee would be realistic. Paris Saint-Germain and other clubs are also looking at this guy. What do you make of this?
We are still pushing, and his price is way above the ceiling. 150 for Yan Diomande. You see, that's the problem I have with such players. They come in, they don't give their best because they are playing in a league. I'm not saying that the Bundesliga is not a league, but when you come to England, if Liverpool gets him and he comes in, playing in England is going to be a bit difficult. But we also need him very, very badly, especially down the right flanks. And if you have Victor Munoz or whoever plays down that flanks, is going to be so good. And Yan Diomande is one player I really admire. I watch him at Red Bull Leipzig, and even in Ivory Coast's first game against Ecuador, and during the AFCON, he's a fast runner, very good with the ball at his feet, and he can take on defenders. It doesn't matter who you are. And he's an enterprising player, 19 years, 150 million. Because Leipzig first says and they want to cash out big time. And you know these Germans.
He has good numbers too.
Yeah. He has good numbers.
It's what he's playing.
Yeah. To his advantage.
Yes, they know very well that other clubs are also interested in the guy. But the problem here is they don't really want to, or they are not in a haste to sell the guy.
Yeah.
And which is why they are looking at the fact that if anyone wants to snatch the guy away from them, they need to break the record or something. They need a record fee.
120.
I think it's excessive. But
yeah.
you know,
because they you see, sometimes we don't understand the transfer market. The team has done so much work on this guy. They've trained him. They've impacted a lot in him. I must say, so they want to carry. You know these Germans, Kai Havertz, even Florian Wirtz. Look at the money Liverpool bought him for. He came in and he didn't go because the coach himself was Sandada. So despite winning the league, but young German, if he comes to Liverpool, yes, if it's 120, they should just go close to the fee. If it's 115, let's see how it plays. About the Paris Saint-Germain and other clubs in the race, it's going to be a tough one for Liverpool. So Liverpool, for look sharp, then buy this guy. So that we have,
especially with Salah gone.
Yeah, Salah gone, especially down the flanks. And with his age, if you look at the project that Andoni Raiola wants to build, he wants youngsters in the team. Yeah, so if it goes, it will be at our advantage.
And it will be at Liverpool's advantage. So we move on, and we are in the camps of Manchester City. A player, a Ghanaian, but plays for Belgium, Jeremy Doku. He agrees to sign a new deal at Manchester City, valid until June 2031. Salary rise and longer contracts for Jeremy after last excellent season, and considered key part of Maresca's long-term plan.
This new news, I think Doku deserves it. He has really worked his socks off to get to where he is now, playing under arguably the best manager of our era, Pep Guardiola. He has really improved him, and also I think it's good. 5-year deal until 2031 with a pay rise. That's what you have to do to tie a player down. If it even means going to the extent of even increasing his salary just to allow him to stay, you have to do it. And with Doku in the Manchester City fray, it will add some kind of experience to Enzo Maresca's lineup. And you see, Enzo Maresca already have a fair idea of Manchester City because he had already worked with Mikel Arteta under Pep Guardiola. They were one of the brains behind Pep Guardiola's success some seasons back. So we've got Doku in the still the City engine.
You believe it brings some stability?
Yeah, and some kind of experience up front for the Sky Blues as we enter into the new season.
Manchester City themselves are not playing around because
they're also doing some
They lost some of their veterans as well. Won a lot with them in the likes of Bernardo Silva, the likes of what is his name,
Kevin De Bruyne and the rest.
De Bruyne left earlier on and all that. There is this still rumor going on that Rodri might also leave.
Yeah.
Now we don't know because I think his deal to Madrid became a bit of a problem because he allowed himself or the other presidential candidate who was competing, Flo Perez, to use him for his marketing or his campaign message. And I think after the guy lost, I think it has brought a bit of a bad taste in Perez's mouth. So you can clearly tell that he's not really looking at Rodri's deal that much. Look at how fast Bernardo's deal was done. And
because Barcelona were interested in Bernardo Silva.
Barcelona and Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
But then I think when Madrid went in, Madrid when they go in, and they have on their bench a Portuguese as well. So I believe he played a key role.
Even if he had played for Atletico Madrid, then because it's Atletico Madrid, frankly speaking,
age and
they are wasting the talent of their players. Compact, Kante style of play. No, they need a new coach who can change the team.
That is why Julian Alvarez wants to leave. So
yeah.
Well, we will move on with more transfer news, and we will go to Brighton. You see, Brighton, this is what they do, and most of the clubs are not very much aware of, but this is what they do. And Brighton submits a new bid to sign the talented centre back Luka Vuskovic, worth 45 million pounds package. Negotiations ongoing with Tottenham after 2 bids rejected Brighton pushed to get it done with player open to the move. Right. So this will actually be our last story. And I don't know what you have. I'm a bit surprised with this deal because Brighton normally makes moves that you don't hear in the news. You don't even sign for such an amount. Such an amount.
It's a Sikaba, so they want to splash. And so Tottenham also chasing Jean-Paul Van Heck from Brighton. They need a replacement quickly. This is Cannibal. They have money to. So Brighton there for them. They're in the market to buy and sell. Luka Vuskovic joined last season and it was exceptional. So I think if they're able to get him from Tottenham Hotspur to also beef up their squad, because they already have Lewis Dunk, he's in his late 30s. They need players to back him up. So if Van Heck goes and Vuskovic comes in, it's a perfect, so it's a like-to-like replacement in their lineup. This is how these Europeans, more football here, they like the kind of transfers they do, the kind of stuff they do in the transfer market, it beats your imagination. How are they able to pull off this kind of signings and all that? They all want quality in their, because someone to me signing player be keke.
They are playing the EPL.
Yes, they are playing the EPL. So they need a player who plays in the EPL, who has a fair understanding. Because now they've come to a realization that if you sign players from outside to come and play, they find it very difficult to adapt to the English Premier League.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll end with this story concerning our transfer news. We'll go for a short commercial break, and when we are back, we'll continue with more stories around the world of football. Stick and stay with us.